Right then, the grid is forming up. Michael Hill, Robbie Floyd and Jason Uribe talking us through this. It's the penultimate race of the weekend here at Sonoma Raceway. Getting very, very excited. The green flag at the back of the grid. The flag marshal at the front moves across. We wait and we watch for the lights. Then we've got a great grandstand view. The revs are building and we are racing. It's a great, great start for Andrew Lee. He pulls across. Gilbert too has made a good start. And on the inside there is Geoff May, just getting squeezed a little bit, but he manages to hold on, Jason Uribe, as we go up into 2.
Yeah, I got a good start from Andrew Lee. Good decision, I think, cutting back over to the center of the track, making sure he doesn't get pinched off. Looks like everybody got through turn 2 nice and clean, dropping down to turn 3, and looks like we already kind of have the top 3 splitting off a little bit.
And that's one of the first times we've seen a guy from pole position actually hold on to that pole position. We saw some of the guys from that outside get a good slip of the clutch and just go ahead and cut over to the left. But that time was a good start from Andrew Lee. And just behind him, Geoff May on that white bike. He's holding tight, trying to stay in there. Hey, if you're Geoff May, do you try and make that pass right off the bat and kind of set the tone? Then you can set that pace. You don't think so?
No, you sit behind him and you follow him because Andrew has shown his hand this weekend. He will dictate the pace. And if the pace is a comfortable pace that Geoff can go with, the last thing you want to do is go in front because then you run the risk of slowing the pace down even more. So if Andrew's going away and he'll be getting boards, don't make no mistake, it's a small team that Geoff May is riding with, but he's got a lot of experience. He'll be getting boards right from the off. He'll know whether they're pulling away. And if the top 2 are pulling away, why risk it? Just go with it. Get the gap. Once you've got a 2 or 3 second gap, you know you're only fighting with one rider. Like, look already on the screen now, you can see Gilbert's doing his best to stay in front of the pursuers, but it's Andrew Lee and Geoff May that are just breaking away. A very good start too, I should point out, for Ashton Yates, his first ever Superstock 1000 race, as we've got riders cutting the chicane in front of us here, and it looks as though it's going to be lap 1 completed with Andrew Lee at the head of the pack.
On the opposite of that though, Jason, also if I'm Geoff May and Andrew's in front of me and I can't keep up that pace, that's about as discouraging as it gets too. If I'm in front of him and I back everybody up, I'm okay because I'm still out in front. But if right now you see Andrew Lee pull away, I'm getting discouraged in a big way.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, you have one side where you want to lead and you want to try and slow up that pace because, yeah, as you can see, Andrew's starting to pull away from Geoff. If I was in his shoes, I'd probably say I need to get out front and slow up the pace and try and get everybody in a group and then just try and ride defensively as I can. On the other side, when you're out front, you're running a lot of risk, like Michael was saying. You know, you're running the risk of crashing, you're running the risk of pushing over your heads. Because right now, I mean, you look at Andrew's riding style, and it looks like, yeah, he's riding comfortable. And they're doing, 38.7s, which for Andrew is not going to be a big deal. But you're looking at Geoff when they're doing 39.1s and 39.6s, and
four tenths here and there, and next thing you know, you're down a couple of seconds and you're only 4 laps into the race.
Exactly.
Lap number 3 of 14 then here at the Sonoma Raceway. It is round number 7 of the Superstock 1000 Championship. Michael Gilbert there heading through turn 3, a great part of the circuit. The front wheel comes light, then you're hard on the brakes. It is a very, very physical circuit. A lot of inertia on the forearms here, Jason Uribe.
Yeah, it's really easy to get arm pump. So arm pump is something that happens when you your forearms physically lock up. And you
can't about that, boy.
Yeah, arm pump here is a big deal. So something that I have to focus on, especially at this track, is really making sure you're breathing. And it sounds stupid, but it's really easy once you get in the groove and especially when you start pushing really hard.
That's Faris running straight on, yeah. So he just ran straight on, didn't drop it on the floor. But what a shame, Jason. He was doing so well, Wyatt Faris there on the Kawasaki ZX-10R. And this just seemed to be the bike of choice. We see in the Superbike Championship, it's Yamaha, Suzuki, but certainly in Superstock form of recent years, the Kawasaki is the bike of choice.
Yeah, it seems like Kali's put together a really good package for the stock bikes. I mean, I can't really say they're stock off the showroom floor, but, these guys, they're not allowed to do a whole lot to these motorcycles. And as you just said, Michael, it seems like Kawasaki has put together the best overall package for what people need.
There's that race for second place. Geoff May on the 99, Michael Gilbert on the 55. Looking at their lap times, I mean, there's less than half a second. They were 4 tenths separated that last time around, but they're turning that 140.5 range. Literally 9 tenths that last lap around was faster was Andrew Lee. So I mean, he is just.
And we said that, didn't we? We said that in qualifying. He's got a second in his pocket if he needs it.
Yeah, and just looking at the lap times, I mean, you got Wyman just did 6 tenths of a second a lap faster than everybody around him. So yeah, Wyman's definitely putting in a good charge. And as you're saying with Ashton Yates, I think he's He's definitely, as you were saying, he's a fit kiddo, and he knows what he's doing. I think he might start running into some tire issues that might not occur on the 600s, but as you said, it's his first weekend. He's learning a lot. I'm very impressed with how he's doing, and I'm expecting to see only good things from here.
He is, here's that pass on Yates going to the inside. I mean, you can't leave that much room, Jason. I mean, that was just way too much.
Yeah, he was in a bit deep there, but that was just a lot of trust and confidence from Wyman, making sure that he knew his beamer would stick, because it's always a little bit stressful passing in the 7, but, you know, Wyman did a good job making it stick, and he's all right as rain. And it seems like Wyman is also the only rider on that last lap, besides Andrew, that was in the 40s. So Wyman's definitely dropping those lap times, putting on a good charge, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen as far as maybe catching up to Stefano Mesa.
Let's see what happens here. May was out in front. Gilbert on the outside just drives around, and May opened the door, and he took advantage of it. You have to put yourself in that situation. If he's staying right behind him, following the same line, you don't get that pass done.
Exactly. And that was a brave move. Passing up into turn 2 is out. It's a little bit scary, but, you know, it seems like Michael Gilbert knew exactly what he was doing. It seems like he's been planning that move for the last couple laps. I've been seeing him eye it up, so good on him. Oh, they just got some lap traffic coming up in the 8s.
Ken Pfister just in front. He might be a human roadblock for just a second. Now he stays to that outside. Shouldn't affect them at all. Stock 1000. We've had 3 wins by Andrew Lee coming into this round. When we leave Sonoma, he will have 4 wins on his season and will extend his championship points lead. The defending champ on top here at Sonoma in the Stock 1000. Andrew Lee does it again.
Yeah, that was a great race. It's good to see Andrew cross the line first. Looks like Geoff May.
He's pointing something out, wasn't he? He wasn't too happy. Something going on back there.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that's a bit of arm pump. Maybe something's going on with the rear tire.
You think he was shaking out the forearm?
Exactly. But, you know, it's good to see that Gilbert and May both finished in the top 3. It was a good race. And
that was actually May in third. Gilbert in front of him pulled out. I think May just wasn't able to hold that pace at the end. Let's find out what happened. May here at the end, and Gilbert getting him going to was that to take the checkered or going to get the white flag? Because we followed Andrew Lee up. I think that might have been going to take the white, right?
Yeah. It seems like May just might have had a little bit of tire spin coming out the last corner, maybe had a bit of a wheelie, and Gilbert was just able to capitalize on that and pull a bit of a gap for that last lap. But again, good on Andrew. Glad he finished the race safe and sound, did a good job at managing that race, very impressive, and kept a good lap time pretty much the entire race distance, which I definitely know is not easy to do around here, especially with some of this tire wear that we're going to get. So good on him. Glad everything sorted out for Michael Gilbert and Geoff May. They both did a good job. We got Stefano Mesa putting in a solid last lap, pretty much a second faster than anybody around him. So that was a good charge on that last lap. Travis Wyman, 5th place. Sebastian Ferreira, 6th place. Ashton Yates did a good job bringing that bike home. Doing a good job just making sure he's playing a smart race. Very impressive with his first opening weekend, and happy to see that he did so well. Looking forward to see what he can do in the future.
2nd place, Michael Gilbert, 7 seconds a rear on his Kawasaki, the 55. Out of Tustin, California, Team Norris Racing entry. Geoff May in 3rd. Good to see the Georgia boy on the Ameris Bank entry. If you need a home loan, talk to Geoff May. He will hook you up like a tow truck. Stefano Mesa in 4th. As I mentioned earlier, his first non-podium appearance for 2019. Travis Wyman worked his way actually up into 5th on the We're Everywhere entry racing. Sebastian Ferreira, the Brazilian, battling for the longest time, actually gets by Ashton Yates there towards the end, and Yates was inside that top 5. It looked like he held 4th for quite a while, but drops back to 7th, followed by Thornton and George Mishlayev. Mishlayev on the Kawasaki, 44 seconds, makes that top 10 finish.